big win for United today. We beat those dirty Brummies. We beat them dirty Brummies. Talk to me. You're on mute, brother. You're on mute.
We got the win, and that was the most important thing about today's game. We actually played well. Villa came with a game plan. Emery has been a thorn in our side many, many times. But they came with a game plan. They tried this high line, try to keep us pushed back. And for the most part, we was dealing with them. We was getting balls over the top. On another day, we score and create so many more chances than we actually did. A few balls a bit overrun. Some of the opportunities that like Eriksen's one, just not finding the right player. But at the end of the day, we got the result that we needed. And it just shows that our main issue is scoring goals. People want to chat about our defense or our midfield, and the main issue is scoring goals right now. If we score 2-3 goals in that game, which we could have, the end of that game don't happen because we're more relaxed, we're more calmed down, and we will see the game out better. But because we don't score enough goals, each end of every game it's just chaos. It's panic stations because we know at any moment a goal can come from one of their attacks. So yeah, we just need to improve our scoring goals, and then we should be fine. So if we can get like games that we win 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, or 4-1, whatever, I think that will help us in the long run for this FA Cup final. But overall, we got the job done, decent performance, and we can grow on from there. I just want to say, Victor Lindelof should sue Harry Maguire for defamation because the way that he gets disrespected, even from myself, the way he got disrespected because he was playing next to Harry Maguire, that is defamation of character, and Harry Maguire should be sued by Victor Lindelof. He should. Because he's been colossal since he's been playing next to Shaw, since he was playing next to Leacher. Every game he plays without Maguire, he is the best version of Lindelof that we bought. So right now, do I think we should upgrade him? Yeah, of course, at some point. But right now, if you're telling me next summer, I'll keep him to be the backup right back and backup right centre back. And obviously we get rid of the elephant in the room. But yeah, fair play to Lindelof. Well done. Colossal performance again. And yeah, sue that brother. Sue him because you deserve your respect back.
I hear you on that. He was great. And I also think, again, he wasn't really at fault for the goals the other night, but Luke Shaw at centre-back, Cam, considering he's a left-back, playing at centre-back, in for Martinez, another solid performance from him.
It was beautiful. Honestly, our back line between him, Dalot, and Lindelof, Malacia was all right. He was good. He had a little in every moment. He was also good at that tackle in the box. The whole back line looked good, but like Luke Shaw has basically extended his career at United because at some point that man's pace is going to go. We just know, and he's kind of lived on being a decently pacey guy, but now we know where his second route is. He's going to be our backup left-sided center back because he's great there. I really enjoyed. There's one passage of play at the end of the game there where basically him and Malacia I don't know who they took it off of, but they just looked comfortable on the ball, and then he was able to move in the midfield. Malacia was able to go back and deputize for him, and it's just nice to feel comfortable with him there versus when you see Maguire flailing around or about to get beat, just uncomfortable on the ball. What you said, I completely agree with you, KJ. I was watching it. Like Lindelof for me was my man of the match. Like he had no idea that Watkins was offside, by the way, when he cleared it off the line. And Watkins has been on fire, and we didn't hear from him at all. Like the guy is completely different without Maguire beside him. And it's like everybody talks about all the De Gea haters and whatnot. They're like, how can you feel comfortable as a defender with De Gea? It's like, no, the problem is how can you feel comfortable with Maguire beside you? How can you feel comfortable if you're De Gea with Maguire in front of you? That's what become the problem. And anybody who's been like watching the show knows I'm not one of those guys who just hated on Maguire. That's not something I did. But now it's just so obvious where you're just like, that man's got to go. When you have a dude who's a left back come in and is significantly better than you at your job, that's like Terry, you deciding to take up marketing and being significantly better than me at my job out of nowhere. I should quit my field. That would make me feel terrible if you just never did it and or I became a banker tomorrow. Like Maguire's just got to go to a smaller club and be gone. And right now, all that matters today is we got the 3 points. We played really good football for the first half. And at the end there, I was a bit worried. I was like, we brought in Maguire. We're going to sit back and we're going to concede. Like you said, I barely could look at the screen. we've seen the story. But we got the 3 points, and I think we're good now. Now I'm chill. Now I'm like top 4. I'm pretty calm. I'm calm, KJ. I'm calm.
I know you're calm. For me, I'm like, until it's done, it's not done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We gotta have a big precipitous drop off.
But we've got a good percentage, like a good probability of us getting top 4 now, which is the main thing. We just keep marching on, getting our 3 points, and secure that top 4. Hopefully, we beat Ollie's best of a season as a full-time manager of 74 points. We're on course to do so. So if we can do that, I'll be happy. I'll be happy.
Yeah, and look, I think that when it comes to the manager, I've seen some weird stuff this last week. I've seen people compare our first season under Ten Hag to other managers' second seasons and third seasons. When you do first season analysis, the first best season in terms of the league position points that any manager's had. And Jose, of course, won 2 trophies in his first season. There's an opportunity to potentially match that as well with a better league standing. So very, very happy with the direction that we're going in. I want to ask Dizzy. We are going to talk some City on the show as well. That's why Hamza's here. Bruno Fernandes again today. There was a lot of accusations maybe 2-3 months ago that he was being moved out of position because he was distrusted by Erik Ten Hag. But he gets moved out wide today because Anthony's being rested or has been dropped for a poor performance. There's nobody else to come in that position the manager trusts. He goes out there. He doesn't moan. Well, he does moan, but he moans at his players for high standards. He doesn't moan about where he has to play. He goes out there. He drives the team forward. He scores the winning goal. He's 100th goal of his career, by the way, as a midfielder, which is sensational. But another top day from Bruno Fernandes, Dizzy.
Bro, here's the thing that confuses me with United fans. How this guy gets any slander, it honestly is beyond me. Bruno Fernandes is, I will say, he's the best signing that United have made since Fergie left. If you remember where United were before Bruno Fernandes came out, before we signed Bruno Fernandes, I'm pretty sure Ollie was close to being sacked. I'm almost certain we were on the back of about 4 or 5 games not winning. And I think the game before we signed him was Brighton, and I think we might have lost 2-1 or 3-1, something along those lines. We were terrible. And Ollie was being sacked a year ahead of schedule. And he came in, he reinvigorated us. He gave us something to believe in that season, at least. And he's been our most consistent player. Is he frustrating at times? Absolutely. But name me a player in world football that isn't frustrating at times. And I'll call you a liar. Was every last one of them are frustrating at times. As great as Haaland has been this season, I've watched some games where I've been like, he could have made that run there. He could have made that pass there. He could have done something else that he didn't do. Bruno Fernandes is a wonderful football player. I think United are going places. I don't think we are where we are without him. And I don't think we can challenge for what we're challenging for this season without him. And I think it's as simple as that, really.
Yeah. I couldn't agree with you more. I just think Ivorian Spice is here with us. See, Bruno does get a lot of stick. But, even this season, like, where would we be without him?
As far as we are, no, he's put.
That's working now. Go on, mate.
Big up to everyone. I'll be honest with you. I don't think we will be as far as we are in the league, and as far as well as we are doing in the Premier League this season, and also throughout the other competitions without Bruno's assist. I know that Christian Eriksen as well has helped Manchester United in the league and also throughout the whole entire other competitions with the assists. But Bruno Fernandes himself with his goals, double figures in assists, double figures in goals as well. Regardless, as much as I criticize Bruno Fernandes for the way he performs throughout the whole 90 minutes, the input is still there. He still gives us the assist. He still contributes. The fact that he gets moved onto the right side of the midfield, it just shows trust in the manager. It doesn't show distrust. And the fact that he can play in the number 6 position as well when required, and also moved into the number 10 position, it just shows how impactful he is, man. Bruno Fernandes has had a very good season, and I've always been critical of him. I've always wanted someone that can be as much more involved in the game as he's meant to be. And this season has shown that improvement. Erik ten Hag has done wonders on Bruno Fernandes. But we still want more from Bruno. There are times, even today, you saw him having a go at Sancho, and Sancho told him to stop moaning. But a couple of seconds ago, you saw yourself in a position where you could have passed it to Rashford, but he decided to do the wrong thing. So you can't complain all the time. You know, I know he has high standards, but as well, you need to also look at your standards. But big up Bruno, another good game for him as well.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. Like a lot of people overreact to the. It's funny because a lot of Liverpool fans that don't like Henderson will say when they see a player talk back to him, they'll be like, "See, that means the players don't respect him." But that's bullshit because I've seen Liverpool players have a go back at Gerrard before. I've seen Man United players have a go at Roy Keane before. Peter Schmeichel would swear at anyone in his team. He didn't care if he was a captain or not. But Sancho kind of telling him not to moan, I kind of get. But Bruno's moaning because the right things are not being done. That doesn't mean Bruno can't make mistakes. That's the way the world is now, isn't it? Well, how dare Bruno, even as captain, have a go at anyone if he makes mistakes? Because every fucking player does, you morons. It is what it is. But there's a super chat here from the Bill that says, Dizzy, it's Pogba fans like Johnny that spread hate. And listen, I never really understood the Bruno versus Pogba thing because they were both our players. I don't understand why we're one of the only fan bases in the world who start civil wars rather than attacking other football clubs when it comes to player debates. I've seen Man United fans go over Sancho and Rashford this year. I'm like, go after another player, team's club players. Why are you doing your own? Weird to me. But yeah, weird.
Yeah, and for me personally, my dream would have been to see Bruno and Pogba with a holding DM that like a Casemiro. That was always my dream, to see whether or not it could work. But yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Our family.
Yeah, I mean, if Pogba was fit enough and had stayed, Pogba instead of Christian Eriksen this year would have been amazing. Yeah, it's crazy.